Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! In my nearly 25 years as a YouTuber, I've experienced just about everything, but I don't know if I've ever experienced anything as powerful as the Freya Sky fan base, because you guys have come together and truly created something special, not only allowing me to create content on the superstar you've loved so much with all of your heart, but allowing Freya Sky to be a part of something just as special. And I would just like to say thank you to every Freya Sky fan who has ever subscribed here to this YouTube channel, because without you guys, I don't know where I'd be tonight. Every single night I push record, I sit in front of this camera, and I never know what I'm about to say, but every single time that I record a video that runs anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes in length, I know that I have a chance of touching the heart of at least one Freya Sky fan who will forever and always hit my subscribe button. And you guys have come together and truly created something special and allowed me the opportunity to be a part of something special that I know that I will never ever forget, and that will go on to hold a very special place in my heart. I've always wanted to leave behind a legacy, and I've never wanted to be forgotten. And I had no idea 25 years ago when I started my career how I was going to leave behind a legacy. I had no idea it was going to happen in the form of Descendants and Zombies, but lo and behold, it did. And Descendants and Zombies has unquestionably held a very special place in each and every one of our hearts for our love for the characters, the beautiful story, and how the story was represented and told, both represented and told. Because every single time that we watch a Descendants movie as part of the franchise, or we have these conversations about all these characters as I break down the characters and review them, some way or somehow we always take something special away from it, and the story is always told differently. And I think that if more YouTube creators would understand the impact that Descendants and Zombies has gone on to have on each and every one of our hearts, and just how much Descendants and Zombies has meant to each and every one of us, because every fan is different and everybody feels differently, because we're all created equal, but we're also created differently in so many emphatic ways. And I think each time that we've seen Descendants and Zombies, we've all taken something special away from it, as the story is told differently each time. And I've had the honor to create hundreds of videos, if not thousands, inspired by your favorite characters, and to tell these stories differently each time. And I will never forget any of you. And that's the one thing that you've got to always know about me and often appreciate, is that I will never forget any of you. And you guys mean more to me than words could ever say. You've got to know that. Because if I was ever going to be a part of the Descendants and Zombies niches, I was going to say something nice about your favorite stars so that you would keep on coming back. Excited to hear what Jonathan Clarke had to say about Descendants 5 with Wonderland, the release windows, predictions I could make with each and every one of you, theories I could share with you, character breakdowns and analogies, because I've often been referred to as a Descendants analyst, which means I pretty much know everything there is to know about these franchises, and I can break it down for you in a way that nobody else has ever had the honor to break it down for you. I've really had the time of my life not only talking about Descendants and Zombies, I've had the honor of meeting thousands of people who love Descendants and Zombies with all of their heart. And as long as you guys continue to love Descendants and Zombies with all of your heart, that gives me so much incentive and creative energy to create beautiful videos for everybody, to give them hope, if anything, for that foreseeable future. How many of you have got your hands on a ticket for Freya Sky's upcoming Stars Align tour? If you are somebody who is fortunate enough to have a ticket, all I've ever wanted is for you to go and have fun. That's all I've ever wanted, is for you to go and have the time of your life, and then come back here and tell me in the comments how the concert went, how you had the time of your life, how you bought all the Freya Sky merch you could afford and get your hands on, and you went crazy over it. Because if you're somebody who's watching this video who's wearing a Freya Sky hoodie as we speak, and you've never taken it off, I want you to know there is nothing wrong with ever having been a fan of Freya Sky. I remember years ago when I was such a huge fan of Hannah Montana, and she had these beautiful light-up jackets, and everybody wanted to get their hands on them. There was no price tag that you could put on the Hannah Montana jacket that didn't make anybody not want one, because everybody wanted one. And now over 15 and a half years later, everybody is just as crazy about Freya Sky. Undeniably, she is well on her way to becoming the next pop star from Disney. Many people have referred to Taylor Swift as a princess or a queen. Many people have referred to Selena Gomez as an emphatic queen. But I think we can never have enough opportunities to have these conversations about Freya Sky to give people more of a reason than perhaps ever before to love her with all of their heart. Many of you have a favorite Freya Sky song that you can't stop listening to because of its severity and how it resonates with every fan of Freya Sky out there, because we all have a special story or experience that we recall upon or we reflect upon, because these songs are so relatable. And I've never seen an artist that's been so relatable to thousands of people who have emphatically touched your heart. And if Freya Sky is that girl for each and every one of you, I support you, man, and I love you with all of my heart. I really get the Freya Sky fan base and how they feel with this music, because she's writing such beautiful music and putting such beautiful lyrics to the music that is touching each and every one of our hearts. I've been listening to Freya Sky's new EP up until at least 3 o'clock yesterday morning, and I've loved every minute that I've had the chance to review this. And it didn't involve me sitting in front of my computer with a piece of paper and a pencil and writing pre-written statements to share with you on this channel. I've just perceived every video that I've ever recorded about Freya Sky, sharing my thoughts with each and every one of you. If it was hundreds of people, if it was thousands, even if it was millions of people, I've just perceived every video and went ahead by recording it with an open heart and an open mind, because I felt as if it was the most effective way of sharing with you my thoughts and my story about how I became a fan of Freya Sky, which pretty much had everything to do with how you guys felt about her. You guys let me know how you felt about Freya Sky. I thought I could record more videos about Freya Sky, and the thing that was truly undeniable about the Freya Sky fandom were how incredibly supportive each and every one of you were about what I had to say and what I had to share and what I wanted to be a part of when it came to Freya Sky. She was undeniably gorgeous. She had this beautiful British accent, and she was just so full of talent, and she was just so appreciative of not only life, but appreciative of each and every one of you, because she is a superstar who realizes she's in the position she's in to take over because of each and every one of you. And as time goes on, more people are going to emphatically fall in love, more than words could ever say, with Freya Sky's music, her fashion sense, her ability as an actress to bring characters like Nova Bright to life. I will never forget when she unboxed her doll. It was so emotional as part of the Zombies doll lineup, and she started to cry, and I noticed the tears coming into her eyes. She started to fill up. And I said, my God, Freya, you are undeniably gorgeous. You are so passionate about everything that you want to be a part of. And because you're so passionate to be a part of what you want to be a part of, I don't think there's any room for any criticism, constructive or just general criticism towards Freya Sky, because this girl comes home on tour buses crying her eyes out because of what people feel about her. There is no need of that. And if we are going to say anything at all about Freya Sky, we are going to say nice things about her, and we're going to be a part of something special, because undeniably there is a future for us to be more excited about than perhaps ever before. She has 15 tour dates across the month of February. You can't get your hands on a ticket because the seating is very limited. But this is really just the beginning for Freya Sky, because I see her performing on the stage at Madison Square Garden. I've had a hand in a lot of events that have taken place in Madison Square Garden. I've seen some of the best of them perform there, and I've often had times in my life where I've had the chance to review a lot of things that critically have happened, moments in history, if you would, that have happened at Madison Square Garden. And what Freya Sky is setting herself up to be a part of is a moment in history at Madison Square Garden that we are all going to marvel in, we're going to find time in appreciating, and when it comes to these reviews, we're going to be a part of something special, and we're really going to cry our eyes out, because we're going to be a part of many more emotional moments yet to experience for Freya Sky. And I think the more that we can say something nice about her, it will give her so much incentive to create and perform in ways that she's never been able to perform before, and it's really going to be unimaginable, something we never ever thought possible for Freya Sky, because millions of these hoodies have already been sold. Thousands of people have already downloaded her EP within 24 hours, and that just goes to show how much passionate you guys feel about Freya Sky and how we've always wanted to be a part of something so special. Within 3 days of the premiere of Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, over 7 million people had already seen it. 7 million people had an opinion they wanted to share more than anything else in the world with every fan of Zombies. And I supported each and every one of you. I stood behind you in the shadows because I just wanted to be a part of that too. And if there was one thing I wanted to be a part of, it was the rise in popularity of the Zombies franchise, because in 2018, we knew we were setting up to be a part of something special, and unquestionably Zed and Addison's characters went on to hold a very special place in each and every one of our hearts, and they will continue to hold a very special place in each and every one of our hearts, regardless of how longer they are a part of this franchise, unquestionably. But what we're also setting ourselves up here for are two characters that have never had the chance to tell a story to us in a way that they've always wanted to tell a story to us and really represent themselves through. And I think the story between Victor and Nova is going to go on to hold just as powerful of an impact in our hearts as what Zed and Addison's story did, and hold a very significant place in our hearts for many years to come. I know we've heard and we've seen it all about how they're not going to get past Zombie 6, and this is never going to happen, or this is never going to come to be, never going to come to terms with for Zombies fans, but I think that's us just merely drinking the Kool-Aid of the critics that are trying to sell us what they want us to believe. And each time they get a reaction out of us, they succeed in their goals. But I think each time that we shut a critic out and we believe whatever we want to believe in terms of a prediction that could be made about Zombies 5, Zombies 6, even Zombies 7, because I could see up to 15 Zombies movies, if I were to go as far as that, being created for the Zombies franchise. Because do you guys have any idea how much of a supernatural lore exists out there? And how many more people are falling in love with the lore of supernatural as time goes on? Because the thing is, time is very precious. So if you've ever wanted to believe in magic, or you've ever wanted to believe in one finding true love, I think the time has never been more apparent or more appreciative of to fall in love with magic, or to believe in one finding true love, even how long it takes you to find it. I think that you should never give up on your hopes and dreams, because one of the goals that I've always had with this YouTube channel is for you to continue to follow your passions. Your passion could involve being on a sports team like the volleyball team, or being captain of the cheerleading squad. Or you could want to join a gym. Whatever your dream is, I think you should continue to follow your passion, because a dream starts with a goal that is set by your heart. And as long as you listen to your heart, because your heart truly is your best friend. Many of you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but you will as you get older. But your heart really is your best friend. And as long as you listen to your heart, there's nothing wrong with following your passion or following the path that your heart sets for you. Because I think that everybody has a goal and a dream, and the feeling you get from realizing your dream coming into fruition and really happening for you is unlike an experience that you could ever have the chance to experience in your lifetime. Many of you probably remember the first time ever you went to Disney World, and you never ever forgot it. Or many of you remember when you saw simply the first installment of the Zombies franchise, and you never ever forgot that. I think that if you're passionate about whatever your passion is, or whatever your passion details, I think the more that you follow it, it could be in the form of drawing your favorite Descendants characters, which I must say, some of your drawings of your favorite Descendants characters are absolutely beautiful. They take my breath away, honestly, and I'm not just saying that, because I can't draw to save my life. I could probably come close to drawing a stick man if you want to go that far with it, but I must say that some of your drawings of your favorite Descendants characters have really touched my heart, or how passionate you are about wearing your Descendants of Zombies Worlds Collide Tour hoodies, or even your Freya Skyue hoodies. Whatever you're passionate about, collecting the Descendants of Zombies dolls, drawing your favorite Descendants characters, listening to your favorite Descendants of Zombies songs from the soundtracks which have been nominated as favorite movie soundtracks from Disney Channel, that's truly unprecedented, because I think many people who review this thing don't really take into consideration just how much of an impact Descendants of Zombies has had on each and every one of our hearts. They just simply say how they feel. Oftentimes a lot of people don't really care how people feel about it in the way of reviews, and I totally get that, because why would a girl who is 7 years old support a critic who is tearing down the hopes and dreams having anything to do with her favorite star? It could come in the form of Meg Donnelly. It could come in the form of Freya Skyue. Actually, I just got home from a movie premiere. I saw the Shelter movie premiere, and I noticed coming out of one of the local theaters there was a poster for the new Supergirl movie. And I didn't want anything to do with the new Supergirl movie simply because Meg Donnelly wasn't starring in it as the lead of Supergirl. Because I know how much it hurt her knowing that she was shut down for the chance of her playing Supergirl, and how much superheroes have meant to her. And that just goes to show how much I understand each and every one of you for how much you know everything about your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars. Simply put, because Meg Donnelly had nothing to do with the upcoming Supergirl movie, which was a conclusion to the Superman movie we saw this past summer, with how disastrous that was. Maybe if Meg Donnelly would have been in the Supergirl movie for the first time ever, having the dream fulfilled of her wanting to be one of her most iconic superheroes that she had idolized and saw a hero in, maybe I would have considered going to see it. But because it has nothing to do with your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, I've never wanted anything to do with it. And now Milo Manheim is shooting Tangled in Spain. They're going to be shooting Tangled in a couple of months from now, and I'm going to be really excited about that because, again, it has something to do with your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, and people can't stop talking about it. They're absolutely crazy over the Tangled live action. And this is one that Disney can ill afford to make any mistakes with, because I think there are more fans of Tangled out there than ever given credit for by far. I know for a fact there are fans of Tangled who have subscribed to this YouTube channel from the very first video that I've ever uploaded, sharing with you my insights and my predictions for the Tangled future, because I was a sucker for the animated Tangled TV series and the original animated Tangled classic. In 2010, I will never forget the premiere of Tangled. I was absolutely crazy over it. I was calling on my friends. They all thought I was losers because of how much of a fan of Tangled I was, and Mandy Moore having the chance to bring that character to life, so to have people as iconic as Tegan Croft and even Milo Manheim bringing characters like Tangled, like Rapunzel and Eugene to life. there's never been such a greater honor for me to review. And I'm also really excited with the upcoming Moana live action where Dwayne Johnson is starring in it as one of his voiced characters. So there's a lot to be excited about. We got Toy Story 5, we've got Moana coming out, we've also got the live action Tangle, which reportedly is going to begin filming in Spain in one of their iconic cathedrals. And I think all these moments are moments that will never ever happen again, so they should be moments that should be celebrated. Even if they don't have anything to do with what people are really fond of, I think they are moments that should be celebrated. And if you've ever loved Freya Skyue with all of your heart, well then, simply put, I think this is the YouTube channel for you that I think you can find time in appreciating. And if you take a chance on this crazy guy, the one thing that I can promise you is that I will never let you down. And I know that I might live in a haunted house that's near a soda plantation and a chemical plant, but even though I live in a haunted house near a soda plantation and a chemical plant, it doesn't mean that I haven't had the time of my life meeting each and every one of you, because many of you have become my best friends. And I say that because I pretty much tell you guys everything happening around me. I tell you a lot of funny and crazy stories sometimes that relate to Descendants and Zombies, that tie in significantly to the franchises, because you've come to know me as a guy who tells the story very differently. But I really have touched the hearts of thousands of people, and it doesn't take a degree in rocket science to figure out why this has become everybody's favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. Because I know you're a girl who is listening to the Freya Skyue EP, and you can't stop listening to it, and I'm the same way. After I get off this show, I'm going to spend the rest of my life listening to Freya Skyue's new songs, like Why'd You Have to Call, Can't Fake It, Maybe Tomorrow. Beautifully, beautifully collaborated, and she's trying to share with you how she's truly feeling. And that's something you take into consideration and oftentimes appreciate more than we're ever given credit for. But the Freya Skyue fans have come together and truly created something special, and have allowed me the opportunity and the profound chance to be a part of something special. And the reviews and the ratings, not on Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb or anything Logan Paul has ever had to say about people like Kylie Contrell, because I have heard what he said about Kylie Contrell, and honestly guys, he's not worth our time. So every single time we can shut out critics like Logan Paul, who's always had something to say about Descendants and Bizarre Work that Kylie Contrell has been so proud to be a part of, I think the more proud we can be to call ourselves fans of Descendants and Zombies, because a lot of people that I've worked with over the years really have never been able to make sense of why I felt so passionately about Descendants and Zombies. People have often said, you know, this guy can't stop talking about Descendants and Zombies, he never shuts up, this guy's really weird. But the thing is, even with how weird I've come off for being, the thing is, there's no greater feeling in the world of appreciation when you know that you've touched the heart of somebody who feels just as passionate as what you do about Descendants and Zombies. And every single time that I've ever had the honor of uploading a video, I never know how many views or how many subscribers I'm going to attract, but all I've ever known is that I've had the time of my life resonating with thousands of people who love Descendants and Zombies with all of their heart. Because this all began with you seeing the first movie back on July 31st, 2015. And many of you have never ever forgotten being a part of something so special. And I've just had the honor of being a part of it, because all I've ever wanted is the opportunity and the honor of being a part of something so special. And I never ever thought that I would have had the opportunity to be a part of something so special, quite like Descendants and Zombies. And I will never forget any of you for the chance that you presented with me and you gave me to represent each and every one of you, and the chance to touch each and every one of your hearts, which truly is profound to me, and unlike anything that I could ever have the opportunity to experience. Because once you touch the heart of every fan of Descendants and Zombies, you know that there's a chance you could have put a tear in their eye, or you could have cried with them or laughed with them together, because I know there is somebody out there also watching this video who has a ticket in their hand to the Freya Skyue kickoff performance on Friday night in Portland. And all I've ever wanted you to do is go and have fun. Never pay attention to a critic that for sure will be there, which is a waste of a ticket to have a critic to actually have the opportunity to attend it. And I know that everybody is entitled to their opinion. I get that too. But at least when we say something about Freya Skyue, can we please at least say something nice about how crazy of a fan we are of her and how much we love her? Because the more that she reads that as opposed to negative reviews, that will give her more incentive to create and feel more honored than she ever has to be a part of something so special. At least she has the support of not only each and every one of you, but some of her closest friends and her family. I know that her mom and dad, Sarah and Mike, are very appreciative of her, and I think that because they're so appreciative of her, that's given her more incentive to be a part of each and every every one of you and really take center stage. And that's something that I could never feel more honored to have been a part of with so many thousands of people who love Freya Skyue with all of their heart. Seriously, from one heart to another, guys, as I see the moon setting behind me tonight as the sun goes down and the moon comes up in the sky, thank you so much for having allowed me the opportunity to be a part of each and every one of your lives and to have created and to have been a part of something so special. Because I know there are a lot of people who review Descendants and Zombies every night on YouTube, but having the chance to record up to 3 and 4 podcasts every single time that I've ever had the honor to share with you my profound thoughts on Descendants and Zombies, I never know how much of a reach or how well received every video is going to be. But the more people who subscribe here and who have ever hit my like button, thank you so much from my heart to yours for having made this your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time, because as we continue to revolve our conversations about Freya Skyue and Kylie Contrell, it's really something to celebrate, never ever forget, and truly marvel in. And I've had the opportunity to do just that. And from my heart to yours, all I've ever wanted to be is a part of something special, and just to have the opportunity, which I can never seem to have enough opportunities to do, to simply say thank you from my heart to yours for having made this your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. Having said that, we will pick up this conversation from right where we left it off bright and early tomorrow morning between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m. And I know what you must be thinking. Hey, Jonathan Clarke, that is really early. I got school. I can't watch you at 8:35 and 9:05 a.m. in the morning. Well, if you can't, come back and watch the archives of this YouTube channel, because your kindness truly does go a long way and continues to make this everybody's favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. Thank you so much from wherever you're watching this video or from wherever you hear my voice this evening for having made this your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. And most of all, thank you so much for having believed in Descendants and Zombies with all of your heart and for watching this video. I, of course, am your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I've never felt more honored to share my story with thousands of people who love Descendants and Zombies with all of their heart and to have been a part of this experience. Thank you so much from my heart to yours for having watched this video.